Alright, I just finished filming the second half of this 2-part YouTube series that I'm posting today. And, been a long day. Very tired. I had to set this thing up behind me. Is that really not on? Well, that's staying in the video. Look, I wanted to give an unbiased opinion about both sides of this should I play card games competitively argument. And I want to give you guys the reasons why I love playing card games, and I don't want to say the things I don't love, but the things that keep most people away from truly committing to get better at the games that they play. Because at the end of the day, the reasons I do what I do is the pros vastly outweigh the cons. For you, they might not, so I'm making these 2 videos. This one talking about the 10 things that I love about playing card games competitively, and then the other one talking about the things people might not expect and explaining them, because if they want to try and jump into this hobby / potential profession, they should do it with the ability to prepare for the hurdles that they might face in the future. And these hurdles can end up coming out of nowhere for some people, and that's hard to deal with. Know what I mean? So if you're more interested in why people quit playing card games or stop buying cards, go over there, watch that video. Link in the description. But if you wanna, I don't know, just get a little, I don't think I'm the most inspiring person in the world, but maybe something I love will help spark something in you and you can love that same thing too, and have that be the little extra push you needed to get started and start grinding to do what it is that I do. Because, well, I do love playing card games. Alright, let's get started. My name is Steven Rodriguez, I'm your true champion, and here are my 10 things that I love about trading card games. Let's get started. The first thing that I love about being a trading card game player is that I get to be passionate about something almost every single day. Notice, by the way, how I said that I'm passionate about this thing that I love versus that I love doing the thing that I am passionate about, because I don't love having to go on TCG Player all the time to make sure that I monitor card prices and maybe try and get a good deal every now and then on cards that I think I might need in the future and be some kind of economic clairvoyant type whatever. I don't like not being able to play certain decks that I really wish I could because they're not as competitively viable as other decks. I don't like second guessing every single little card choice that I make in my deck for an upcoming tournament. It gives me a lot of unnecessary anxiety. But the passion that I get from the amount of care that I put into trying to make myself better outweighs all these little things that I hate, because I'm a very passionate person, and when I get something in my life that lets me express that passion in a way that can actually better myself and make me feel very accomplished, I'm gonna do it. Don't ever take for granted being able to actually feel passionate about something. There are so few things in our lives that we get to choose to be passionate about, and having something in your life is a really good outlet to experience a lot of positive emotions. Number 2, I love accessories for card games. I love deck boxes, I love playmats, I love bags, I love stuffed animals for cards, I love it all, okay? It is very rare in my life that I get to be creative. I am not the most creative person, but I love pimping out my deck with the right deck box, the right sleeves, the double sleeve, the triple sleeve. I love it. I love expressing my personality through this thing that I like by using neat accessories that also sometimes have the cards on them, or better yet, have some really cool designs that in theory I could make myself. I'm currently in the process of making my own playmats, and the process has been so much fun that it just reminded me how much I enjoy the aesthetics of playing card games. Don't ever take for granted being able to be creative and flex that muscle that a lot of us don't really get to, because some of us aren't born with amazing artistic talent, but that doesn't mean that we can't express ourselves in new and creative ways. Number 3, I get to learn all the time. I get to learn new skills. I get to learn new mechanics. I get to see a card get revealed for the Japanese game that I'm playing in a few months that'll eventually come to the English game, and I get to constantly do research and think about how that card will fit into the meta when it gets over here in my hands. Nothing makes me more excited than trying to do some research and learn more about whatever game that I'm playing, because how often is it that you get to learn new skills that you can apply to something that you care about and want to get better at? By the way, I know what you guys are thinking. Steven, you're the kind of kid that used to love going to school, didn't you? No, I hated going to school. I hated being handed a book by someone who thought they were smarter than me and said, hey, read this because you have to. I am not a big fan of that at all. I am a big fan of being able to choose what kind of knowledge you want to have in order to better yourself and become the kind of person you want to be. That to me is super amazing. And in the card game field, you can learn all kinds of things to help make yourself better. Having an excuse to learn something that I've always wanted to learn for something that I want to do, that just sounds awesome to do. I think of it less as like something I have to do and something I get to do. I get to learn about this new mechanic and this new skill and this new card and this potential new deck versus I have to in order to keep it up. That's a really important thing. Having that kind of mindset can really help make this a positive thing for you, especially if you don't like learning. Number 4, I love how the only limitation in succeeding at card games is the work that you're willing to put in. In so many other aspects of life, there's this gatekeeper that keeps you from succeeding as much as you want to, whether it's a job and someone doesn't approve you for the promotion you need to get, or you're just trying to gain a bunch of new clout or new skills so you can get some career in the future. Like you have to go to school for 5 years before you can even qualify for this internship that then has to wait you for another 5 years. You know, like there's this whole entire process that limits you from being able to actually achieve dreams you want to. In card games, all you gotta do is go to tournaments and win games, and you can control every aspect of those things by bettering yourself, bettering the way you play, bettering the decks you can play, understanding the meta, all this fun stuff. I love that. And I love that the only limit to my success is my imagination and my willingness to put in the work. That to me is less about, oh, I have to do so much work to succeed, but I get to make myself as good as I want. And it does not need to stop there. I can always become better. There's always another tournament to play. There's always going to be another record to beat. There's always going to be another deck that I can build. And that to me is so inspiring and makes me want to chase after that ideal version of myself and then become even better than that. It's crazy how you can always become better than you were before. Congruent with that, the sky's the limit type thing, you don't need to also just go as high as possible. Once you get to where you are happy with yourself, you can move horizontally. There can be a natural stopping point, once I get to a place where I'm happy, whether that's being a world champion at a game that I've played and then I'm done, or constantly winning my locals every single week, there's a place where I can stop. And as long as you put in the necessary amount of work to keep up with the game that you're playing, you'll stay there the whole time. And having this experience or this aspect of your life be exactly what you want it to be and never be anything else, that's a thing that I feel like a lot of people can cling to as a sort of safety net, because there's so much about life that is unpredictable, unexpected. It's great to know that you have so much control over this experience. It's not even funny. I honestly love how this experience is kind of on a spectrum, and every bit and notch on this spectrum is completely determined by you and by what you want out of it. Number 6, I love that there are actual tangible results for all the work that I put in. I've done a 9-to-5 job. I've worked plenty hard on other things that I was passionate about. I've had jobs that I was passionate about. I was an orientation leader for my college for over 2 years, and I would inspire more and more freshmen to come in and grow the everlasting community that I already had. And I would make friends. I would learn things. I'd be so fulfilled by this job. But at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, all I got to show for it was a cool t-shirt and a paper check that came in the mail every other week. And I don't know about you, but that just felt so not representative of how much I actually gained and wanted from that experience. Conversely, when we look at card games, if I win the world championships or the regional championships, my name goes everywhere. I become a household name. I get an actual trophy sometimes, whether it's glass, whether it's a gigantic metal thing, it doesn't really matter. It's still a trophy. It's still a tangible thing that I can show people and say, look, I did this thing because I loved it and I was good at it. It's no surprise to people that winning feels good. Winning validates everything that you did in the game to achieve that victory. And the more you win, the better you feel. That's because you get an actual tangible thing. You get to say, I won. Not I won and then went home and it's not like I didn't win. You won. And that's the best thing ever. Having a tangible thing that you can point to and say, my hard work let me do this, is honestly amazing. Reason number 7, I absolutely love the Wonka's candy store, the Aladdin's cave, whatever you want to be. There's no better analogy for an amazing place full of amazing things other than a local game store. I love visiting new local game stores. I love my local game store, and every time I walk into it, there's always a new thing that I can look at and go, oh my gosh, I love this thing too. How can I could not describe a dream boat of a place. If you've never been to your local game store, what are you doing? Go to your local game store, go support them, go see them and see the actual work they put in to support all the things you love and how it's on display everywhere with comic books, with manga, with booster packs on booster packs on booster packs, with singles, that whole glass thing. It feels like you're in a jewelry store because there are diamonds in those cases. It is honestly mind-boggling to me, and it is the most beautiful and fulfilling thing I could ever say, because being able to walk in there and have not only a knowledge of everything in that freaking place, but an appreciation for why it's there and the sort of value that it gives to the community that's a part of is honestly so great. And local game stores are the reasons why those things exist. Getting to have that place where you can go with your friends to play this game and experience this beauty or this connection with other people is just amazing. Number 8. These last 3 reasons why I love playing card games are all sort of related to one another, but I think they're different enough to warrant different placings on the list. The first one being, have you ever had that feeling or that moment where you show a really good friend of yours this TV show that you love that they've never seen before, and then they instantly fall in love with it? And then you spend the next few weeks just talking with them about it and waiting for the new episodes to drop so you guys can watch them together. Well, imagine doing that, but with card games. So now every single week, wherever you see this friend, you can play this card game. You have this extra new connection with them, and you're growing the relationships you have, and you're growing the community that you're a part of. To me, nothing feels better. I was, for a long time, the go-to person at my shop to learn Pokemon and learn Card Fight Vanguard, because I loved teaching new people about this game and how to get better at it, or just how to play it in general, so that way they can be a part of this amazing community and I could grow my connections with people that I already knew. Heck, the reason I love card games for this is the same reason why I'm making this YouTube video right now. I want to influence you guys to keep playing card games competitively, or give it a shot if you feel like you haven't given it a fair enough shot already, because to me, being a part of this community means also being able to grow it yourself, and that can help grow the competitive community by having better players start joining, and it can help keep the game alive, which will then help you keep playing it in the future. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win all around, and it's honestly the best feeling in the world to see someone fall in love with a game that you've loved for years. It's amazing. Reason number 9. All right, this next one is definitely going to make me sound like some kind of narcissist, crazy person, but I swear this is a real thing that happens to me all the time, and it is a reason why I keep doing this. I love being a source of positive influence for people. In everything I do in life, whenever I interact with anyone, I try to do my very best to leave a positive effect. I hate being a burden. I hate being a problem. I hate being the reason why someone doesn't get to enjoy something. I want to be the positive in your life, not the negative. When it comes to card games, I've always thought of myself as someone who's on the more competitive, the better side of talent. I understand card games very well. I have a very good knowledge of the games that I play currently and the games that I've played in the past. I find them fun, but I also try my best to be on the cutting edge of knowledge for said games. This makes me sort of a idol or a person to look at in the community and listen to and gain influence from. And if I can leave positive influence on people, it gives me some positive validation that I'm not only good at the game, that people are willing to listen to me, but also that I'm doing a good thing, a part of this community. And that just feels good. I like being a source of happiness, joy, positivity for people. It's just amazing. I am the person I am because of the people in my life, the people that have influenced me to do certain things, experience certain things, feel certain things. If I have the opportunity to be that sort of influential person for someone in any kind of sense, I'm gonna do it. And the fact that I get to be that kind of person in card games, which is a thing that I get to love to do and be passionate about, I'm gonna do it all the time. And it really does just give me so much value, and I can't think of anything better, if I'm being honest. Moving on to reason number 10. In this circle of like competitive card players, I've gotten to meet a lot of like-minded people that frankly you just don't meet every day. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I did not exactly live the most exuberant social life like a lot of people who play card games that I know. But through playing card games, I've got to expose myself to many people who not only like the same games that I like, but agree on a lot of the same things that I agree on and enjoy other things besides the card games that we play together. And I've sparked so many amazing relationships with hundreds of people just based on card games alone. And that to me gives so much value to this area of life that I feel like will give value to truly anyone out there. It's nice to just be able to know that I can walk into any card shop anywhere in the world, and as long as someone's playing Vanguard, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, I can have the utmost confidence in knowing that I can spark up a connection with that person. Humans are social creatures, and we crave surrounding ourselves with people that we think can make us better or make us happy, and people who agree with you and have the same kind of values and personality traits as you is a great way to do that. Look, I don't want to lead you guys astray here. I don't want you to think that I'm just trying to sell you or give you the elevator pitch on playing card games. I know there are plenty of things about card games that suck. I want to recommend that after watching this video, if you're feeling super high on life and you're really inspired to go out there and play card games and be as competitive as you want to be for whatever game you're playing and start that grind, I recommend that you guys go watch the other video talking about some of the difficulties that you will no doubt encounter on this competitive card game journey, because I think it's important to make sure that your expectations are realistic. And look, if this video does raise any questions that you guys might have about the card gaming industry or just some questions you have in general, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or better yet, hop into my Twitch channel. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I spend a lot of time in just chatting, and we can discuss all the things you guys want to talk about over there. Link to that down below. Also, if you just want to meet other people that are like you and want to get better at card games or just enjoy card games in general, we have an amazing growing Discord community full of awesome people that you guys can talk to about all these things. Link to that also down below. But with all that being said, you guys, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. As always, I have been your true champion, Steven. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, live well, stay safe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.